to this call. Okay. All right. Well, you want to?
Yep. Hello, hello. Welcome to Better Together. Tabitha Smith on here. Hi, Tabitha. Gosh, it's Monday today. It was kind of crazy and fun, right? That clearance sale was amazing. Hopefully you guys got some goodies. And if your customers haven't ordered yet, it's not too late to let them know some of the things that are on sale, right? Like, be sharing with that. It's like, if they don't order at 10:15 that morning, it's not over until it's over, right? One thing to note, though, that I don't know why they did it this way, but I asked them not to do it this way next time. Hopefully they'll not. But all the Nightmare Before Christmas stuff is in the collections, and all the other stuff is in clearance, when we probably gave most of the people the clearance link, and then it wasn't all there. So some people are thinking Nightmare Before Christmas is sold out, but it's not. None of it is sold out yet. So be sure to let your customers know that, so they can still get Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. And we still have lots of stuff to finish the month strong, guys. So one thing, I don't know if you know, because I didn't know until I saw it the other day, and then I went back and looked, but you know that thing where you buy the 3 different warmers, Shining Light, Letterboard, and that, and you get the, I'm confused. There's so many. Woo, the one where you get the three room sprays and the 3 free bars, that's still available. It's going to be available till the end of the month. So if your customers haven't done that yet, let them know about that. And then there's the warmer and the 4 3 bars, the bundles that they can choose. $350 host exclusive. They get the random selection of 3 free warmers. And then the join special is still going on. So they're going to get the Flaunt Your Feathers warmer if they join. If they reinstate or get the reinstatement kit or the host exclusive kit, they get a mini warmer and 2 free bars. So still lots of things going on this month. And Harvest collection is going to start on September 1st. So we need to finish the month strong and then get those Harvest orders, especially Harry Potter, ready for September 1st. So we'll talk a little more about that next week. But if you haven't got your Harvest brochures yet, you might want to do that, or at least download one. And I think Kay made a website scrolly Canva thing out of her Harvest brochure, which is genius. I'm going to do that. So I love that idea. And don't forget to get on over. Well, I got all you guys, I got all your names down. Courtney, is that Courtney Priest? You could type in the you can type in the comments, but we'll get you guys added. If you come to this on Monday nights, then you get the privilege of being added to the Better Together Facebook group, and that's where we will post all of the resources from what we talk about tonight. So all right, I think that's all I have for announcements and housekeeping. So I think Brandy could take it away.
All right, so we don't have a storyteller tonight. Just my bad. I was still running on checked out service. So I started on it and then I forgot. So my bad, but that will make up for our little delay. Okay, so tonight we want to talk about home parties and kind of a couple things about home parties. First, who has done a home party? Raise your hand. Yeah, so we kind of thought that there would be quite a few people, and if you're rewatching, that have never done a home party, either because you joined during COVID or you just haven't. So a lot of times what happens is the way you join is how you see Scentsy. So if you join at a fair, you have no idea what a home party is like, right? Because you've never been to, or most likely haven't been to, a Scentsy party. If you join from a basket party, that's kind of what you know. You understand how your basket party ran because you're the host of that. So if you didn't join from a home party, you've got no idea how a home party works. And that can be intimidating because you have to go into someone else's house. You have to share stuff that you may not be comfortable with. And there's a lot more to a home party. But let me tell you, home parties give you so much more connection with people than a Facebook party or a basket party, a pouch party. because you actually get to meet them and make friends with them and get to know them, find out what scents they like. So I feel like my customers that I've kind of have the best connection with are ones that I've met through home parties, or that shop at my house a lot, like a home party, because I got to spend time with them. So here's the big thing. If you're just taking orders, which this is me, I'm talking about me. And if you fall in this, then we're in this together. But if you're just taking orders, like, hey, there's a flash sale, let me tell all my customers, I'll get their orders and I'll place that order. Or there's an LTO coming out, let me tell all my customers, collect their orders and put that order in, you're gonna have a hard time. Your business will slowly dwindle. And that's me. So I'm right there with you guys. I have been collecting orders. I have a really great customer base, but my customers are running out of space and they're running out of money, right? So I need new customers. And obviously you could do basket parties and things like that, but home parties, I have told my customers, I'm not going to ask you to buy things anymore. I'm going to ask you to host a party. And I would really like you to host a home party because I want to show your friends Scentsy. And I'm going to give you free stuff to do it. Okay. So first thing is, how do you even book a home party, right? We know why you want to do it, but how are you going to book a home party? First, what I'm doing is begging. I'm looking at my best customers, my best friend, my customers that I have a pretty good relationship with. And I'm saying, please, I really, really need your help by hosting a party. I'm going to do most of the work, and I just need you to invite your friends and interact, and I'll do all the other work. And I'm going to give you some free stuff. So begging is my first option. And using those customers I just mentioned. The second thing you can do is offer something special. So you have that perpetual reward in your workstation. Whenever you close a party, right, you have that half price item that you can do what you want with. So if you know somebody has really been wanting one of those new, I don't know, deluxe diffusers, tell them, I'll give you a deluxe diffuser for $20 if you host a party for me. Use that half price perpetual. Now you're paying $30 for it. And so you pay $10 and they pay $20, and now they got a diffuser and you got a party. So you could do a 6-pack, right? I'll give you a 6-pack for free. You buy it for half price, you pay $15, but hey, you just got a party. The key is you tell them, I will bring it to your party. If your party qualifies, I'm gonna leave it with you, or I will order it with your party that night so that they know they're getting those exciting things. So offer a special. Tell them they can pick any warmer out of the catalog if they want, whatever works in your budget. And remember that when I'm talking about these things, think about your business, your budget, and what you're okay with. These are ideas, work with it how you can. All right, so customers who, I just did that. Customers who say they can't afford something. Obviously, if it's Disney or licensed, you're gonna have to kind of finagle that, but you can finagle that. A customer that wants something out of the new harvest collection, tell them to host a party at the end of this month and then use their host rewards to get their harvest collection stuff for free. Customers who refer their friends to you, right? So if you have a customer, I have one, she's always sending people to me to buy stuff, that's a hostess, right? Even if they just refer one person, that means they're telling their friends and coworkers that you're selling them Scentsy, right? They're telling you where to go get that Scentsy. So there's a host right there. So you just have to kind of look at your people, see how they fit in your business, and start asking. It's just about asking. Use that, back a few months ago, we talked about that go for the nose for joining. Use that for parties too. How many no's can you get in a week for asking? But it has to be sincere. It has to be not a generic text message or a Facebook post. Like, really reach out to somebody, send them the harvest brochure first and say, ooh, well, if you could get one thing here for free or half price, what would you pick? And then tell them, I'll give it to you for free or half price if you host a party. Anything to add about that, Yvonne?
No, but I love that little thing at the end. That's what I'm going to do with my harvest brochures when I send them out in my monthly mailing now. That little choose one that I use for my Facebook parties.
Mhm.
It's going to be a full page thing, and it's basically going to say, choose one of these, text me, and I'll send you a special message. So,
Yeah.
and tell them you've never done a party before, that you're trying out a new party plan, and you want them
Mhm.
to be your guinea pig because you love them and you know that they'll be a great hostess for you. Sometimes that works too.
And it's so the smell, right? People want to smell things. So at a home party, they get to smell it. Tell them, I will bring testers so all your friends get a smell and pick their favorite scent. Okay, so how to book them. And the next thing is host coaching. So how do you make sure that a party's worth your time? Because there is nothing worse than showing up to a party with one person. It's not the worst thing in the world, because you never know what that one person is going to do. But when you've prepped and packed and taken half a day away from your friends and family to go do a party for one person, it's kind of a bummer and probably not going to happen or not get qualified. So that all comes down to host coaching. So you have to be present in your host's life that week before, week to 10 days before a party. I created a host bingo a while ago. It's literally just a bingo sheet that I send to my host or drop off to her. And I'm not going to screen share it, but I will post it in the group so you can use it. But it basically says things like share the warmer of the month with 10 people. So depending on what time of the month it is, text a picture to your host and say, hey, here's the warmer of the month for this month. Share this with 10 people today to get them excited about your party. Let them know that I'll have this at the party for them to see. You know, behind me, by the way, I'll talk about a little bit later. This is kind of a pseudo party display that I set up this morning. But so send them a cute picture of the warm of the month and say, this is what's coming, or this is what's available this month. I will have it at the party for your customers to see. And here's the scent of the month, and send them the description. So that way they have a way to get their people excited about coming to the party also. Having a theme, have your host pick a theme. Does she want to do tacos and tequila? Does she want to do a wine night? Does she want to do soda and sandwiches? Is it a brunch, a charcuterie board thing, a dessert thing, whatever she wants to have it, have a theme and touch bases with her about that. Make sure she's telling her friends like, hey, come over for this or that. So invite 25 people to your Facebook party. Oh, that's Facebook, sorry. To your party, right? So you want to over invite, because I think it's like, 10% of people actually show up. So she wants to be sincere. Sending out things on Facebook is not going to happen. A group text, a generic text, that stuff is not going to happen. She needs to send a personal message to her friends and family that she thinks would like Scentsy, or he would like Scentsy, right? So help her out. Say, here's kind of the base of a message that you could send, and just customize it to make it sound like you. Like if she says, hey girl, all the time, then it should start with hey girl. If she says y'all, then it should say y'all. If she doesn't say y'all, it shouldn't say y'all, right? People will know. They understand. They read her voice when they're reading text messages from her. There's a bunch of different things that you can send. I'll share it, that you can share. You can either give it to her and say, here's your bingo. If you get one bingo, I'll give you this. If you get two bingos, I'll give you this. Blackout, you get this. Whatever you want. And that's a way for her to keep working her party. On top of doing just a home party, you can drop off a small pouch party, just some testers and a catalog, nothing extravagant. Or if you want to bring a whole bag, you can give her a whole bag. maybe she has people at work that she doesn't actually want to invite to her house. So give her a challenge. If you can collect $100 in orders before your party, I'll give you a room spray or a scent circle, whatever you want. So that way she's halfway to meeting that party requirement before the party even starts. Okay, and that was all my, did you have anything you wanted to add? That one.
I haven't done a home party in a long time, but back in the day, I had really good luck with just a way for them to earn more free things from me, kind of like the bingo, but there were just 3 things on there. So I'll just tell you real quick, but I'll post this over in the group too. It's old. So Canva people, if you want to redo this, share with us. Until I have a home party, I'm not redoing it yet. So, but one was get $100 in online orders or outside orders before the party, and they got a free 3-pack of bars. The next thing was get 3 parties booked from your party, and you get a free mini warmer. And the next thing was have 10 adults in attendance at your party, and you get a free warmer. You gotta get the people there. If the people aren't there, it's gonna be a flop of a party. If they can have 10 adults at their party, it's gonna be a good party.
Oh man, this is Daishawn. I swear, I just had a Facebook party, which was like a bust. I really wish we would have had this meeting prior. I was like, so, and I kept trying to, actually, I'm going to enroll the lady who was my host. She's actually going to enroll this month as a consultant. So I was excited about that. But yeah,
So it wasn't a bust.
well, I guess it wasn't, but I was looking for, the engagement from the 4 people that was in this party. And I'm thinking, and I told her, I said, pick your people who you think is going to really be interested and really come. And so she did this blanket invite on Facebook. I said, oh my gosh, like that we're not good. So I had 100 people invited, but then just 4 people showed up. I was like, oh God, this is horrible.
For me, for Facebook, 15 is the magic number for a good Facebook party. 15 people to join.
Okay.
So I really, that's one of my bingos for the Facebook party, but we're not talking about Facebook parties right now.
All right.
So go ahead, Brandy.
Yes. Yes. And I am getting ready to host, I do have a home party booked. So this actually helps tremendously.
Perfect. And there's probably lots of YouTube videos too about Facebook parties too. Okay. So sorry to cut you off, but trying to keep it on schedule. If anybody else has things they want to add, if you've done home parties, remember, if you have questions, I actually have a couple questions for you guys at the end already. So don't jump off. Okay, so tips on when you're actually at the party, what to do. So standing up in front, so here's my display, right? I've either brought a table or the host has set up a table. When you get there or before you get there, talk to her and see what she has planned for where you're gonna be. But it's really nice to be able to spread things out and be really interactive in the home party. So if she has a coffee table and you can put some small things on, and then have like a small 4-foot table. My goal is, can you guys hear me okay? Okay, my goal is to always be able to carry in one load. So 1 or 2 bags and a table. Everything here boxed would fit into 2 of the Scentsy purple bags. You want to make it look easy when you do it, because if anybody watches you and they're thinking maybe I could do this, and you take 20 trips and you got to unload a ton of stuff, doesn't look easy. So keep it easy. If you have things at home, like that's my personal diffuser. I don't have an extra one that I use just for home parties. I just pack up mine. This is just came today. It's gonna be mine, but I would pack it up and take it with me. There's no need to have extras. So I try to just have a little bit of variety of things. So this is my laundry from home, but it's actually empty because these things are heavy, so I don't really want to carry them. But you can still smell what they want to smell it, they can smell it, but it's empty. Some new products, right? So I picked the Hedwig Buddy because one, it's new, two, it's Harry Potter, and that kills two birds with one stone. Same with Winnie the Pooh. It's lit, it has a light, it's Disney, and it's a wall fan. So kills a couple birds with one stone there. Warmer of the month, always important to bring that if you subscribe to it. A couple new warmers, whatever your favorites are, if you have them at home. If there's a licensed or LTO warmer that's out, so this one's current that they can see and order online. And it also gives you a chance to talk about the license and other things that are coming. These little pedestals I buy at Target because you want it to look nice, and then also it gives, dimension. I have a bag party ready to go if anybody decides tonight that they want to host a party, they're ready to go. Current whip box, they don't know what's current or not. So even if you just have a box, throw some things in it and call it a whip box, but then you can talk about it and ask what it is. But in this whip box, it all happens to have body wash, the new travel twist, a scent circle, a pod, and a bar. That means I don't have to bring that stuff because it's already in there. I try to put something a little bit personal. So I have this is my daughter's graduation card because that's my new why, helping her not have humongous debt when she finishes college. So so that is there to, ask questions and remind me to talk about my why. Diffuser, a couple oils, those are my oils. I don't buy extras for display. I just pack that whole thing up. A buddy clip, again, two birds with one stone. I talk about my team, the Pineapple Posse, why it's important to me. And then buddy clips because, well, buddy clips are fun. A fragrance flower, I usually will open it the day before. And if you don't know this, but they fit perfect in these buddy clip containers. So if you save the container, you can put a flower in it. You want it to smell good. So that's usually my gift to my hostess. So I will open one the day before so it starts to absorb that fragrance. And then I will give it to her and tell her she can keep it. And you can place it around the house. So maybe put it on a mantle, put it in the hallway entryway, put it in the bathroom, and tell people, I've put some things around the house, smell them, try them. I have the little Halloween mummy guy because one, clearance, two, harvest is coming. Diffuser, the diffuser shades are really breakable. They're really fragile. So I don't really like carrying the really pretty ones. However, what you usually bring is what you sell. So don't bring a bunch of clearance things because that's what people are going to want. Try and bring things that are current. I've got hand lotion, fragrance mist. Those are mine out of my purse. I put them out. They can use them if they want. Counter clean hand soap from my bathroom. I put it in the host's bathroom. So, and I tell them, hand soap's in the bathroom. Try it. Let me know what you think. Picture of my husband and I in Italy so I can talk about incentive trips. I do not put my testers out until I'm done talking. They can have the testers at the end with the catalog, or well, depends on how you do it. Sometimes they get a catalog, sometimes they don't. But if you give them things, they will be looking and not paying attention to you. And then some pet lines. So pick a couple things that you really want to talk about. Like, say you think the Scentsy Go is the best thing ever, talk about the Scentsy Go. If you think our laundry line is the best thing ever, talk about the laundry line. But pick a few things to talk about. Otherwise, your party talking part is like 2 hours long if you try and talk about everything in the Scentsy part in the Scentsy catalog. So you can stand up there and just talk, about what you have up there to give you, keys to remember what you're supposed to talk about. Or just pick, like I said, pick a couple things and then tell them, feel free to look, smell, and ask me questions about the other things, right? I don't need to talk about the picture of my husband, but I can say everything here has a meaning. So it's your job to find out why everything here is important. Another way that really works is when you ask them, when they have to ask you questions. So I do it 2 ways, either playing cards or tickets. I like using playing cards because you don't need them back. I mean, you get them back, you don't have to buy more tickets, where if you buy tickets, you have to keep buying tickets. So you can look it up on YouTube. It's basically called the ticket game. And what I do is I bookmark my catalog of the things that I want to talk about. So I will say, and it says the words right here. So I'll say, who can tell me what page the whiff box is on? So they open up their catalog, they start flipping through it, and they're like, 7. And okay, so you got it right. So you get a ticket or a card. And at the end, we'll do a drawing for some prizes with your tickets. Or with the playing cards, I let the host pick, like, who has the most of the same kind, or who has the highest card, something like that. So when they find the whiff box, then you can talk about the whiff box. Then you say, okay, who can tell me what page the diffusers are on? 45. And you're like, yeah, you're right. You get a ticket. And then you talk about diffusers. And you can just go through the couple things you want to talk about that way. But those are keys for you, so you don't forget what you're supposed to talk about. It's interactive for them, so they're excited and they get competitive. Let me tell you, someone will yell 44, someone will yell 45, and both have diffuser, and they're like, no, I got it first. So you be ready, but that gets them excited and into the game. And then what I do is I give them a order form. Sorry, not there, but everybody gets an order form. They fill out the whole top part and give it back to me, because I don't want them wasting my order forms. And now I have everyone's information. If you do it, you get a ticket. And so then when they're done, I usually put scratch paper in the notebook or in the catalog so that they can write down all the things they want. Then when they're done, I will check you out. So I find a little spot at the kitchen table or the island or the bar. And I say, when you're ready, you come check out with me. And then I fill out their order form of everything they want. That way I can help them bundle and save. I can tell them, sorry, you can't pick 2 Disney and 4 regular bars, or I'll say, normally you can't do this, but I'm going to finagle it so you can. And that gives me time to really talk to them, get to know them, and offer them a special for booking a party. So I'll talk about that in a second. But basically just play games. If you Google or Facebook, YouTube, whatever, Scentsy games, there's tons of games. Get to know the guests, mingle. If they have like food and drinks, participate, talk, do that stuff. And ask the host what her friends might be interested in. Tell her to ask her friends, what would you be interested in? What do you really want to see? That way to bring it if you can. And mingle. Yeah, just get to know everybody. So that was a lot, I know, sorry. Is there anything you want to add to that?
I just want to add one little thing. Think about how you're going to let them smell the smells, because if you put all your testers out on a table and they all have to go stand up at the table and smell them all, it's not going to work. They're not going to want to go stand there, and then they're not categorized or whatever. So get a little baskets, or I use pizza pans that are like decorated with little magnets, and categorize them by category, right? Spice,
Yeah.
whatever. And then put them on their laps. Like, make sure that they can put a basket on their lap or something, and then have either a wish list, something they can write on, or they'll like it, love it, sheet so they can mark what they liked and stuff and then
Yeah.
place their order. But
I do it by page. So like I would put one basket for new release, one basket for holiday, and then this page will be in a basket, this page will be in a basket. That way they can be separated, and then a basket of Disney, a basket of scent of the months, or and if you can save some other scents, like the ones that aren't bars, like Jammy Time, and those things, like extras, so they don't get mixed up into the other parts. And what I also do is the like it, love it list is great because they can really decide. I will take a picture of it and send it to them, right? Well, one game that I play at the very beginning, so you get everybody's phone number, is here's my phone number. I put it really big on a piece of paper and I hold it down so nobody can see it. And then I say, okay, so the first person to text me their name wins. Here's my phone number. And they're all trying to do it. So now I have everybody's phone number and their name. So when they are checking out, now I take a picture of their like it, love it list and text it to them, because you might not live close to them or might not be able to see them. So if they run out of bars and they're like, oh, I don't know which ones I liked, or you can look back on that picture you sent them and see which ones they liked, which ones they didn't, and they can pick from that again. So there's tons of games, tons of other things you can do. These are just a really easy, quick, simple way to get you started with your first party if you haven't done it yet. Okay, so how do you book a party from a party? There's, again, tons of games, but this is probably the most important part of a party, right? Is you got that first host to host. Now what? Now you got to get one of her friends to do it. So there's two games that are, one similar to what Yvonne said earlier, but one is the beaded necklace, right? So if you get some of those Mardi Gras bead necklace, give them to your host. Sometimes people will put like a scent circle on it or whatever you want to do. And you can put a bar of wax on it, whatever. And tell her your job for this party is to give away these 3 necklaces. So if one of your friends wants to book a party, host a party, then she gets a necklace, and the scent circle or the bar or whatever you put on it, or some, whatever you decide. And if you get rid of all 3 necklaces, I'll give you an extra warmer or an extra item for half price or free or something, whatever you decide. So that encourages her to encourage her friends to book a party during the party. And hopefully they're in the moment, they're having so much fun that they just go for it. And sometimes their want list is too high for their credit card. So I do what's called the dice game. So you just need 1 dice. And when you're checking out with your customers, you don't even have to have a dice. You could just say pick an envelope. So I use envelopes, and if you're using a dice, you just write the numbers on it, or you can just say pick an envelope. You can use different colors, and inside has a sticky note. So you put whatever you're comfortable giving away. It could say free scent circle if that's what you're comfortable giving away. This is a free scent pack, so, or free 6-pack. So when they're checking out and they're like, oh, $200 is a little bit too much. So you're like, hey, you know, if you want to pick one of these envelopes, or hey, I'm going to tell you this envelope, you host a party, I'll give you a free 6-pack. So you can get 6 now, and then I'll give you the other 6 at your party, right? So they can roll the dice, pick a number, you can just pick an envelope. One of my most sought after, the one that everybody wants, is a free scent circle for a month. A free scent circle every month for a year. It seems crazy. It seems like a really good deal, right? I'm going to get a scent circle every month, 1 scent circle every month for a whole year. And people are so excited for this because, I don't know, But it's so easy because the scent circle fits in an envelope. You can get them for free with your host rewards. And so I just pick a scent circle. I mean, how many times do you have like $1.77 left of your host rewards? And you're like, what do I get? A scent circle or a light bulb? So get a scent circle and mail it to your, person for a month, or one scent circle for a month for a year. And they love it. They think it's so fun, and it's a way to interact with them each month. So those are just some ways that you can book a party from your party, which is the most important part of hosting a party, because you want that party to keep going, right? You need those people to share their friends with you. And this time of year, there's a lot of new stuff happening, right? If someone books a party now and their friends come now, well, next month is going to be the harvest catalog. So the friends are going to want harvest stuff. And then the month after that is Christmas stuff. And the month after that is Christmas present stuff. So now you can have a friend host a party every month and you'd be fine, because there's plenty of stuff to buy. Okay. Add anything to add?
Those are the two that I use too. So I do my roll of dice just a little bit different. I have them roll the dice during the party and write it on their order form and tell them I'm going to give them a special based on that. And then when I see it on the order form, it reminds me to ask them. Otherwise, you might forget to ask or feel weird about asking, but they know you're going to ask them something with those numbers. So mine is just more like what you roll, you get. So, and I just have it there laminated that they can pick from. So
that's why I always pick like a little station, right? So I'll pick like the corner of the counter or something. I'll put the envelopes out. I have the some prizes and the order forms so that they can come and check out. So let's see. Okay.
Another little thing about the necklace game too, I do the, if she gets 3 parties booked, she's going to get this. And I tell everybody that at the beginning, the 3 things that she had to do. And so I'll say she has those 3 necklaces on. And if anybody wants to book a party, take that necklace from her. She needs to book 3 parties tonight to get that. I've had people like run across the room and go steal them from her. So make sure you communicate that to the guest too, so that she doesn't have to do all of the work.
And a lot of times I hear people say, like the host will say to one of her friends, like, oh my gosh, you should host, like you'd throw the best parties or whatever. And they always say like, oh yeah, okay. So if they put that necklace on, it kind of holds them a little bit accountable.
Yeah, and it's a visual for you too, because you know who's gonna book a party.
Yeah, like I got my eye on you. So we know hosting parties is hard. I'm not hosting, but getting people to book the party is the hard part. Hosting is usually fun, and it's why a lot of people join, is to get away from their family, to have some girl time, things like that. So think of tonight as like a fresh start. From here on out, we don't want to hear you say, I can't book a party. Because you just haven't asked the right people yet. So I feel you. I'm in the same boat. I'm in the begging boat. Like I'm begging people to host parties right now, because the week I just had, like I've never been more poor in my life right now. So I'm begging people for parties, but it's just a matter of asking the right people and being, not like, being persistent. If someone says, yeah, I'll do a party, then get them set up, get them going. Let's go do that home party. And you can do other things on the side. So think of today as a fresh start. You can book parties. You are going to book parties, and they're going to be so much fun that you're going to want to book more and more and more. And then you'll be Scentsy rich. So I have a question for you guys. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you guys on here. No jumping off now. So 2 questions. One is, what is keeping you from booking a party? You can put it in the chat if you really don't want to unmute, but you can unmute.
Childcare.
Ooh, that's hard. Okay, well, after everyone says their thing, I'm writing this down and we'll address that. Okay, who's next?
I'm gonna go next, and I'm gonna say nothing is stopping me from booking parties. So I have been very lucky lately, and that's all I have is home parties coming up. So
excited for you.
now,
How did you get your first one booked? What did you do?
I just asked. What I did, I have to be honest, Chrissy's not on here, but I talked to Chrissy a couple weeks ago, and I was having a hard time. I didn't have any parties booked, and I was having a hard time with Facebook too. We're not talking about Facebook. And she's messaged me the next day. She goes, "Hey, I just want to let you know I heard you." She goes, "But what I want you to do right now is I want you to just message 5 people, kind of like go from the basics. Like we were taught, like Brandon taught me, and every time we go to World Tour and all that kind of stuff." So I did that, and it's just been working. So now I just make it a point to message 5 people every single day to see if they will do a party. And I've got 6 parties right now scheduled between the end of September and beginning of November. So kind of excited.
Awesome.
That is so awesome.
These are all home parties?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Because I just never grasped the whole Facebook party. Facebook parties feel so torturous to me. I like to get out there. I want to get the smell in their nose, because that's what our business, that's what Scentsy is. We are a smelling visual company. So yeah, I'm excited. And I just hope COVID just stays away and I don't get no cancellations.
Do you book multiple parties in the same day? Is it like during the weekend? How do you do it?
I have to do them all during the week now, or I can do them in the evenings during the week.
Oh, okay.
But mostly I do them on the weekends. And no, I don't ever do back-to-back parties. I'm not that crazy. But no, just that in events, all on the weekends.
Thursday nights are good nights for parties too. A lot of people are like, it's almost the weekend. I need a little break. I got to do all this stuff for my kids on the weekend. So Thursday night is mom's night, girls' night, party night. Okay, how about you, Emmy?
What's stopping me from a home party? I just no experience with it, so that's why I'm here. So I'm excited. I would love to. I already like saying I'm ready. I just posted it on my stories because of this training. So I'm like, I'm ready, sign up here. So I mean, I threw that out there on stories, but this is a great, team training. So I'm like, I'm excited.
Yay. So here's your homework.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Casey, message 5 people and ask them to have a party. Not throw it on your stories, not on social media, which I know you have a really good following, but people can easily just not respond to it. But if you specific, ask some friends, family, or really good customer and be like, hey, you're buying all this Scentsy. Let's get you some free Scentsy. So that's your homework.
I think another cool thing would be another cool take on it right now is we haven't been able to have parties for 2 years. Are you ready to we're ready to get back out there and have parties again? Do you want to be my first one? Get that ball rolling. I think people want to have their friends over again and stuff. And I think we as consultants think nobody wants to have a party still, but it's because we're not even asking. We gotta let them know we're ready.
Yeah, exactly. Jen or Becky, are you guys there? You want to chime in?
I'm here. My kiddo is singing in the background, so
that's okay.
For me, it's timing. Well, it's a couple things. My customer base, since I started Scentsy, right, like when COVID was the worst, my customer base ended up being from Facebook parties, and so some of my best customers don't live anywhere near me. So that's one of my biggest problems with doing home parties at this point is just location. The second part is just as a single mom having the time to do it. So home parties take a whole lot more of my time, like in one chunk, than Facebook parties do, that I can set up like after they're in bed, late at night, and just check in, you know, throughout the day when I'm able to. So I do have one home party booked for October 8th. And if it is a customer that is local and I can book it far enough in advance, then I'm going to give it a shot. But for the most part, they're a little bit more complicated for me.
Okay, I got some ideas. All right, Becky, are you out there? Oh, she just said, she just signed up a week ago, so it's all new to her. Doing the specials and discounts, I can't figure out how to wrap my head around for some reason, and it confuses me. Okay, so that definitely could be confusing. So who is your upline? And like, who did you sign up under?
Michelle.
I'm just gonna go ahead and chat real quick. I just had to have my son mute the TV. Michelle, I don't know what her new last name is, but I knew her as Michelle Johnson. It's Michelle W something. I'll have to look it up.
Washington.
There we
Washington.
go. Thank you.
Hey, she's on your team.
Yeah,
she's my
okay.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do a little powwow about that. It just takes time to figure that stuff out. But as far as home parties, that's like new is perfect because you can do your launch party as a home party and then go from there. So we can talk a little bit more about that if you want to get that figured out and figure out where you live and who can help and things like that. So
yeah,
so
have your own party first, just like with Facebook parties, how I say do one in your Facebook group first. Have a home party at your house first and try to book some parties from that. That'd be the easiest way to do it. It's the best place
and
to
what
book
you
parties
get in your
at a
start
party.
what you get in your starter kit is perfect to start with for a sorry, I read that question. What you get in your kit, especially if you get the shooting star enhanced kit, is perfect to use. And you probably have Scentsy at home already to use. And yep, if you had a Facebook launch party, did those people get to smell everything? Did they get to see everything in person? Probably not. So have a launch party at home too. A lot of times it's multiple. If you can get the people there, it is worth it.
Yep.
So it sounded like childcare, right? I read something a while ago that said we start this business for our kids, but it's also the reason why we can't work the business, right? So use your kid, not use your kids, but when you book a party, does that host have kids? Can you bring the kids with you? Like, can you host it at your house where you have a playroom for your kids and let your guests know that their kids are welcome to come and play with your kids? Do you have an older sibling or a neighbor kid that could come over and help watch the kids while you host the party? You don't have to leave the kids in daycare. I mean, I know it can be hard, but I took my daughter with me a lot of times. I was like, I just can't. I can't leave her at home. And you know, if they're a little bit older where they can sit in the corner and color or read or play on an iPad or something, then just talk to your host. And most of the time, it starts out as a friend. And if it's your friend and their friend books from you, they saw that you brought your kid. And I mean, as long as they're not climbing the curtains and drawing on walls, it's probably okay. Babies a little bit different. Like, do you take your baby to the grocery store? Like, you have the baby on you? I mean, I just sent mine off to college, so it's been a while. But if your baby's used to being on you while you're doing things, do your party with the baby. I mean, that just shows that you're a working mom. It shows that you're that you can do it with a baby, and maybe someone else sitting there is like, I came, but I can only stay for an hour because I had to pay for childcare, and look, she's doing this with the baby, so I could do this too.
Another option might be to swap babysitting with somebody, you know, if you have a friend from church or something like that, like, would you watch my kids for 2 hours and the next week I'll watch your kids for 2 hours, or, you know, find a friend like that, maybe, and swap some childcare.
Or if you know, like maybe your mom said she can watch the kids on, you know, Saturday mornings, well then only book parties for Saturday mornings. Or if you only have your kids every other weekend, then only book your parties for every other weekend, so you don't have to give up the time with the kids. And if your husband works hard and not a fan of having the kids all day, he's like, I'm not a mom, I cannot handle all these kids like you can, then you know, bribe him. Like, if you do this, I'll do this, whatever you gotta do. So there is options, and it's hard, I know, but it will get easier, and it never hurts to ask. Like, if you know the person, just ask, like, hey, do you mind if baby Joe comes and, you know, hangs out in his playpen while we do the party? It's not like you have to give your undivided attention and stand up and do a presentation, right? You're interacting, you're talking, you're doing things. And honestly, like, if I went to a party and somebody had a baby, I'd probably want to play with the baby. So yeah. Okay. Anyone have any other ideas about that they want to add? The other one was not right now. Okay, so when? Now is not a good time. What about during harvest? You want to do it during September when you get some free harvest stuff? Don't you want your house to smell like pumpkins and cinnamon for free? Okay, no. How about Christmas? You want to get some free Christmas gifts? So, not being a pest, but if they say not right now, that's not no. That's just not right now. You just got to figure out when now is. So if they say not right now, okay, when? And let them answer.
Which reminds me, when you treat your business like a business, I think people kind of respect it a little more, rather than saying, do you want to book a party? You can say, I have September 13th and September 17th available for a party. I'd really like to fill those. Does one of those work for you? Work it like a business. And when you do that, you're controlling it. You're controlling your calendar. You're making it when you want to do it. And it's getting it put on paper and writing it down and making it happen.
Okay, last question. What would be, since we're talking about like enticing your hosts and getting people to book, so what would be an enticing offer as a host to book a party? What could you offer, like, just so we can give each other some ideas? What are some things that you could offer as a host gift or incentive to book a party?
I usually offer them the extra perpetual reward, but I always say, hey, I'll give you a free mini warmer, and I just paid the $10 out of pocket.
Mm-hmm. So you can use the perpetual for pretty much anything,
Right.
for almost anything, as long as you're comfortable with paying the difference.
Right.
Yep. So would a mini warmer, a free mini, like, think if you're the host, would a free mini warmer be like, okay, I'll book a party, give me a free mini warmer? What else entices you?
A bundle deal.
Yeah.
So warmer with 3 bars of wax. So add that. A
Yeah.
mini warmer with 3 bars of wax, it's like $7 more, right? If you pay
Yeah.
half of it.
Totally agree. Yeah.
Or
Mhm.
even a price point, like you can pick the up to a $50 warmer with 3 bars for $20. You know, and you would just pay the like $10 difference. So the bigger the bundle, the more enticing, right? What about fragrance flowers? They can get a 3-pack of fragrance flowers for $17 or $22.50. So you could say 3 fragrance flowers for $12, or and then you just cover the $10, or $2.50, whatever you're comfortable with. How much is it worth? And you could change your mind too. If you could tell them $20 and then be like, hey, your party was $700. I'm going to give you this for free. A buddy for the kids. Yep. And buddies aren't cheap either. And if you've got host credits left over from like these launches, the sale and the LTOs, you can use your host rewards free product credit instead of half prices to buy those too.
Right.
That's what I was gonna say. I always keep a good stock of flowers or even body line, even if I get it in the clearance section or if I get it with my perpetual or with my party rewards. I always have that kind of stuff to just kind of bundle up and offer for parties.
Or a whiff box. Give them a whiff box for free.
Yes.
That's a good one right there.
Mm-hmm.
And you can order it with your Scentsy club.
Mm-hmm.
What about asking them what they would want? A lot of times I do the free warmer, but what if some people have too many warmers? I hear that all the time. I don't have room for any more warmers. I think they're lying. I never have too many warmers, but you can if you have a small house, so maybe it's a free warmer or a free 6-pack, and maybe it's not a 6-pack of bars, just a free 6-pack. It could be a 6-pack of pods, 6-pack, whatever. Ask them what they want and then make your offer around that.
And if it's during a seasonal time, like harvest, holiday, Easter, or spring or summer, I think is what they call it. We always have that other like limited grouping. So a lot of times, like kind of we talked about earlier, is I'll tell them you can pick a mini warmer from the harvest collection for free. It makes it seem a little bit more special because it's from this limited collection. Or you can pick a whatever from the harvest collection or from the holiday collection. And you can still order all that stuff with perpetual and host rewards. So it's not like it's
hope it doesn't sell out, right? Before the other party.
That's true.
Can offer them the scent and warmer of the month. If they like it, they can get it early for free before anyone else.
What about, how Brandy was saying the a scent circle every month for a year? What if you gave them the scent of the month, a scent of the month bar every month for a year? And you get the kit anyway, so you're getting 9 of those bars. So whatever, send them to them, right? That'd be
I love
fun.
that. Mm-hmm.
And it'll help you get rid of those bars on the months where it's nasty.
Yes.
I just got rid of Fairy Tale Pumpkin. I'm like, yeah, 2 more.
That is back in the catalog.
It
Like,
is?
how did that even get in the catalog?
Oh, man.
Oh gosh, that is the worst. And then they were like, it's back. And I was like, why is anyone excited about that?
I mean, that must be a like Texas thing or something, like Midwest Southern, because it is not a California. Nobody I know like that.
Mhm.
All right. Well, anything else to add for enticing?
No.
Enticing your hopes. Well, I just want to say good luck to all of you on your first party, home party, because I know it's about to come, or your first of the season. And if you have questions, about display or games or anything like that, reach out to your leaders. We're happy to help you. And if you haven't done one and you don't want to do it by yourself, reach out to your sponsor or your leaders and see if there's somebody around that can do it with you or help you do it, and practice. Do it in your kitchen or your living room first. Practice how you're going to set up so you know what, how everything fits and everything, and then just go for it.
You're going to learn something from everyone you do. You're going to tweak it, you're going to make it your own, and it's going to change and evolve. And just remember, when you're up there and you're talking or whatever, nobody knows what you're supposed to say. Nobody knows what a party's supposed to be like. So if you forget to talk about the diffuser or something, it's okay. Nobody knows. Just make it your own. And don't feel like the presentation has to be amazing and scripted, because when they're sitting around smelling, you have all kinds of time just to throw this out or throw that out, or and then just make it fun. So,
And part of the ticket game or the card game is asking questions. So tell them, if you ask a question about Scentsy, I'll give you a ticket. If you ask a question about hosting a party, I'll give you 2 tickets. And if you ask a question about joining or doing what I do, I'll give you 3 tickets. And they ask so many questions, it just keeps it going. Like, you don't even have time to worry about what you scripted to talk about, because they're asking questions. Oh, okay. I'm going to stop the recording. Oh, just a reminder, if you are, local to the Vacaville area, I'm going. So if anybody wants a ride this Saturday, this weekend, at Christy's house, we're gonna do brunch, kind of do a little get to know each other. What did it say? Brain bash. And have a little workshop. So that's at 11 on Saturday in Vacaville. And I know a lot of you guys can't make it, but we had to schedule the first one at some point. But we plan to do it every month. So there will be another one very soon, and you won't miss out on anything terribly important. Well, I shouldn't say that, because those of you that are here need to come. It's gonna be fun. But
and don't think if you're just like 20 minutes away, you should come. If you're like an hour away, an hour and a half away, you should come.
Yeah.
You should come. It's
I'm
like
gonna be
commuting
in
to work one day a
South
month. Like,
Carolina.
get on over here.
if you need a ride, I'm in Elk Grove, call me.
How late are you guys hanging out till?
We're not telling.
Till we get tired of each other.
You can leave when you need to leave, I guess. If you have an end date or something else going on that day, you can leave when you need to leave, but please come. We just don't have an end date or an end time.
Yeah, if you don't have an end time, then I might show up a little bit later.
I like
'Cause I
four.
think in the
Just-
afternoon.
Just text us.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording. Especially because if people come, then people will have FOMO and more people will come next time. Okay, stopping recording. Yeah.